to my channel. Thank you so much for being here, and if you're new here, hello. My name is Ashley, I run things here at Crogal, and welcome my friends to another day of Vlogmas. I am very excited to bring you this video today. It is one that has been requested multiple times, and that's just not me as a YouTuber making that up. People over the last 4 or 5 months or so have been asking for this video, and today we're gonna be talking all about my kind of transition from keto to low carb. It seems, going based off of the comments that people have made about wanting to see this kind of content from me, it seems like y'all are really interested in how I'm feeling, how I'm doing, my thoughts about the switch, and where my weight is today. I actually spent a very long time in the summer. I remember it was right before we went on like a staycation for my sister's birthday. It was like beginning of July. I spent like an hour and a half trying to film this video, and just nothing, like I was just being too hard on myself. I was being really nitpicky with the order that I was talking about things and what I wanted to say, and I had notes and like all of this stuff, and it just was not coming together. So I decided, since we're here months later and I'm refilming it, I'm not doing any of that. Like I'm not, I don't have a list of notes. It's gonna be from my brain out my mouth. I definitely have a timeline. Obviously, I'm gonna talk about like from when I started keto to now, so there is kind of like a timeline in that sense, but I'm not, it's just gonna be like stream of consciousness talking to y'all. So we are gonna start at the beginning. If you've been around a while, you kind of know my experience with keto, why I started, when I started, but there are a lot of new subscribers around here that have joined like my post keto journey. I've been noticing a lot of new faces in the comment section and things like that, so I am gonna give like a brief overview, and then we'll kind of get into the switch and all that happened after that. So grab a beverage. I am drinking one of my Ora Bora. You guys know I'm obsessed with those sparkling waters today. It might be a long one, it might be a bumpy ride, so buckle up and grab a snack or a beverage, whatever your heart desires. Okay, so my husband and I initially gave keto like a test run in 2018. We committed to doing it for 30 days, and we did. For me, that was more not it like I had been wanting to try keto, so we did it. It was more, can I stick to a certain type of health, what I would consider to be like a healthy diet. So it was more of a challenge to be consistent than like a challenge to do keto. After the 30 days, we talked about it and we really liked it, but we decided to not continue with it. Later in 2018, as holidays rolled around, we were eating everything we wanted to. We felt like garbage come end of December. So we decided January 1, we were doing keto for an unspecified amount of time. We hadn't really said how long we wanted to do it for. Ended up doing it for a year and a half. We really, we loved, you know, living the keto lifestyle, eating keto foods. I definitely felt my best when I was on keto and when I was in the kind of like my comfort zone in terms of weight, like where I feel most comfortable, where I feel most confident. That was like primo status for me. I started keto at 157, I always forget if it was 156 or 57 pounds, and the lowest I got down to was 137. I felt fantastic at that weight. I am not somebody that attributes like my self-worth or who is like, it has to be this number, I have to get to this specific number, because I kind of have always thought like, you don't know what you're gonna feel like till you get to the number, so you can't really pick a number. Like, just do the work and then you'll kind of find what number you know, suits you most. And 137 is, I always like refer to it as like my number, because that's when I felt like my clothes fit the best, I felt the best, I was the most confident, and I hit that like during my keto stride. That is a number that I'm not so sure now is realistic for me to maintain and to have as like a maintenance number, but nonetheless, like I hit it during keto, and we just kept trucking, we just kept doing it. And I would say come January of this year, so January 2020, after we had been doing it a year, I kind of had these thoughts in the back of my mind like, is this something I want to do forever? Because at this point there was like, we were kind of past the talk of, in terms of like in the keto community, of like, Is it a lifestyle that you could do forever, or is it just something you should do for a limited period of time and then go back to like eating more of a balanced diet, right? So at this point, it was definitely like seen as something that could be a lifestyle. And I just remember thinking like, is it something I could do forever? Not immediately jumping off and being like, no, it's not, I'm gonna eat this way, but just like rumblings, you know, thinking about it. And then come March, the world shut down, and this really took its toll on me. I definitely did not fall into like a deep depression or anything, but I was definitely just kind of feeling like meh and blah, and things were so repetitive, especially in that March, April, May, even June time when I'm in Southern California. So at that time, everything was shut down. Like, I wasn't even going grocery shopping. Cernan was doing all the shopping because he was already going out. We weren't seeing my parents. We were literally like waking up, staying in the house all day, maybe going out for a walk, and then going to bed. And the monotony was really getting to me. And that's what kind of jump-started my, I think I need to change it up because I'm going nuts. And one thing that I can control in terms of giving myself options, giving myself choices, bringing like variety back into my life is my diet, is what I'm eating. So in May, I published a video that was titled Keto to Low Carb or Keto No More, something like that. I will link it up in the cards, and officially cut the cord with keto. And I've said, even in that video, I think I mentioned, like, you're not gonna see a video from me about why the keto diet's terrible, why keto didn't work for me, why I stopped the worst. No, it worked for me and I loved it, and I am not ruling out going back to it in the future. But from that point till where we are now, like, this is what I need, and it was what I needed at that time when I made that decision. I needed to have a little bit more control and a little bit more variety in my very repetitive quarantined life. So when I first kind of made the jump, I was really scared. Okay, that's not good phrasing. I was very trepidatious about bringing carbs back in, even though I know I wasn't going from keto to like standard American diet. I was going from keto to low carb. I was a stickler for tracking, and I think that that's really important. If it's something that you're thinking about, it's really important to go back to tracking, not just for the carbs, but for fat. I feel like the kind of like initial thing you think is like, oh my gosh, I'm eating more carbs, am I gonna gain weight? But you also need to think about fat content, because you're definitely on a low carb diet eating less fat than you are on keto. So that would be like my number one tip, is get yourself a good tracking app. I love Lose It. I'm currently not tracking right now because I'm just not in the mood. I kind of just like mentally track everything, but I did pay for the upgraded version. I love it, and it's just so much better than Carb Manager. So tracking, definitely very important. Now at this time, I was completely okay with maintaining. Gaining is not something I wanted to do. But if it happened, it happened, because for my mental state, this was what needed to be done. So I was gonna be over the moon if I just maintained. When I stopped doing keto, I believe I was around 147, and today I weighed in at 147.9. So over the last 7 months, I mean, there's definitely been fluctuation there. Hello, quarantine. But that was my goal, and the fact that I have been able to maintain over this time makes me even more confident in the decision that I made. In terms of how I'm feeling, do I feel like how I did when I was 137? Honestly, I don't even remember when that was. It was sometime mid last year. No, but do I feel great? Yes, I feel fantastic. I just can't tell you what, it seems so silly to be like, well, I switched to eating in a way where I have choices and now I feel great. It just seems like weird to say it that way, but truly that's what it's been like. And I feel like in this season of our lives with, you know, everything that's going on, I am going to you know, stick with the things that are bringing me any sense of happiness or joy or calmness or peace or anything, and being able to like change up my food options has brought me all of those things. Of course, there's something to be said for, well, when you eat keto, there are so many different, you know, things that you can make and recipes you can do and stuff like that, but I needed more than that, and that's what I got. And I just have this sense of like a little bit more freedom. For me too, there was definitely this sense on keto, like it wasn't like any other way of eating where, you know, you have a cheat meal, whether it was, you know, like a planned off plan. Y'all know I did those for a while, where like one meal a week would be like a planned non-keto meal. So whether it's that or it's like, hey, I'm here with friends and I want to eat some onion rings or whatever. It's different on keto because once you eat that way, you're literally not in the metabolic state that your diet requires that you're in anymore. So it always felt to me a little bit more like high stakes, where now I feel a little bit just more relaxed about the whole thing. And I truly would not do anything different, and I think this is gonna sound dramatic, but I feel like changing up the way I was eating kind of saved my sanity there for a bit. From switching to you know, eating in such a way where I was only allowing myself 20 net carbs to now eating, I give myself 100. I barely ever eat 100 net carbs. I usually fall somewhere in between like 60 and 80, like 80's pushing it, net carbs. And I just feel like it's like, for me, low carb is just the perfect balance. I'm not going ham. I'm not like eating bowls of pasta and, you know, full carb bread and hamburger buns and French fries. And I think that that's really important. Like, I eat really healthy, and I like to eat potatoes, and I like to like have a green juice every now and then, or maybe there's a certain treat that I want, and I look at the back, and if it fits in with my macros, if it fits in with my carbs, I eat it, even if it's something like an Oreo or, you know, something like that. And I just feel like it's really important to find the balance for yourself. I can definitely see where low carb might be triggering for some people, where if you even give that inch of carbs, your mind and your body want to take a mile. I totally get that. But for me, it's truly been a saving grace. So where do we go from here? My plan is to continue to eat this way. Still would not rule out doing keto in the future, even if I just needed it as like a jump start, and I did it kind of like how I did in 2018 for that month stint. Wouldn't rule that out. My kind of next focus, and I mean, even a focus that I have right now, is getting in more physical activity. So right now, I am pushing myself to walk every day. Until they recently closed, Daisy and I were doing SeaWorld, the zoo, the safari park. We were doing all of those, and I was getting in so many steps, y'all, and so much exercise. This has been amazing. My Apple Watch, just because it can track all of that. And in the next like week or two, we're getting our Peloton. And that has really been a jumpstart, from like a Kickstarter for me, because I really want to see what I can do with eating low carb, whether I'm tracking or not tracking, you know, via my phone, I should say, because I always like mentally track. But eating low carb plus getting in like actual structured physical activity like that of doing a Peloton workout. So that's kind of like where my mind is now, is focused on the physical activity and eating the way that I've been eating the past 6-7 months. I think that's it. I hope this video is good, because I've built it up in my head so much because so many of you have asked. So if you have any questions about things that I didn't touch on, or even questions about things that I did touch on, definitely leave them in the comment section. Y'all know I'm always in the comment section, but for this video in particular, like, I will answer anything and everything when it comes to keto and/or low carb. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. Like I said, drop me a comment down below, and I will see you guys tomorrow for, you guessed it, another day of Vlogmas. Bye, friends.